So to say. So this is entitled, and I'm gonna do some typing while I do this one too. This is entitled "White Supremacist, White Nationalist, White Vigilante." I think it's in a different order though. White Nationalist, White Vigilante, and then White Terrorist. Now, I have entitled this live that because I think that. Not think that, but what I want to do is break down these categories. Break down these categories so we can start getting into a place of proper terminology. And that's something that I feel as if I have even failed at sometimes, where I've convoluted some of these things. It's hard to make sure you attribute the right thing to the right people. So let's start off with our racist white friends from yesterday. Who, let's find it. What are their names? Marge and Kyle Bevers. Marge and Kyle Bevers. They own the building that the subway is in downtown. Marge and Kyle Bevers. Now, would Marge and Kyle Bevers fit best into white supremacist category, white nationalist category, white vigilante category, or white terrorist category? Now, an argument could be made that they fit into all of these categories, but we're going to just base it off the most recent actions that they've displayed, and I'm going to go with the white vigilante category. And then going with adding them to the white vigilante category, I believe we should have a conversation about what makes up a white vigilante. So Marge and Kyle Bevers. Let's type their names out. I got my Word document up. Type their names out. Marge and Kyle Bevers. Marge and Kyle Bevers. Now, why would Marge and Kyle Bevers be considered white vigilantes? Excuse me. Now, Marge and Kyle Bevers could very well be white supremacists. They could very well be white nationalists, and they could very well be white terrorists. But what they engaged in yesterday, their actions of yesterday, was white vigilantism. They took it upon themselves to do something that has usually been done either by the city of Rockford or been done with some type of police involvement. And I think what we should do here is let's look up the definition of vigilante, so that way we're all working with the same definitions. I don't want anybody to be confused or anything like that, because I know sometimes they call like Spider-Man a vigilante, so somebody may be thinking, oh, is that a good thing? Is that a good? I guess context is everything. But anyways, vigilante definition. A member of a self-appointed group of citizens who undertake law enforcement in their community without legal authority, typically because the legal agencies are thought to be inadequate. Okay, vigilante. That is the definition of a vigilante. And so we're going to emphasize a member of a self-appointed group of citizens who undertake law enforcement in their community without legal authority. And so Marge and Kyle Bevers are going to be white vigilantes. They felt that the police were not doing an adequate enough job. One of the things they even said to the police officer was, "We just got tired of it. We just got tired of it." And so they felt that the police weren't doing enough job of taking care of it. They felt that the city wasn't doing enough job of taking care of it. So they said they're going to take it upon themselves to take care of it. So Marge and Kyle Bevers are white vigilantes. Now somebody might say, why white? Why do we have to use these terms of color to divide people? We need to be united. It's not black, it's not white. We need to be colorblind. What I would say to that person right after that is that not a single black person has ever came down here and washed away the chalk. In the months that we've been doing this, I think about 6 or 7 different white people on different occasions that have tried to wash this chalk away. Not a single person that is black has tried to wash the chalk away. I've never seen a person of Asian descent come and try to wash the chalk away. I've never seen a person of Middle Eastern descent come and try to wash the chalk away. And I've never seen a person from my understanding, of Latin descent or Hispanic descent come and try to wash the chalk away. And so the reason that we put the word white in front of it is because it is clear that it is something about identifying yourself as white or being white passing to the world that has triggered a certain section of people to react this way. And again, I think what we should look up is the definition of white, because I don't think that is, if we were to do use the colors as a spectrum, I would not be the color black in the spectrum. But black and white in America have become, not because it's right or wrong, but have become political terms. The reason that we have to say Tyrus Jones was an unarmed black man is not because we think it is of more significance of him being black. The reason we have to say of Denzel Duvant was an unarmed black man is not because we think it is of more significance of him being black as a human being, but it is because black people have had their lives devalued. Black people have had their lives devalued from the moment they have been put over here. From the moment that the first African was brought here, from the moment that the first woman, whether it be a white woman or a black woman, were giving birth to black children and the child came out and was black, he was no longer considered in this country to be a human being. He was considered to be property, and property has political implications. It's the reason you pay property tax. So when the reason that we have to emphasize that these are black people when it happens is because of the fact that it has historically happened to black people, is because of the fact black people have not been allowed to exist as human beings. They have had to struggle to exist as human beings, but they have been allocated as political entities. They have been allocated as property. They have been allocated as these other things, and so you have to describe it because it is. And so again, but let's get to the definition of white. Let's get to white. I want to stay on what we here for. Stay on what we here for. White definition. It's gonna be some crazy connotations to this. The color of milk or fresh snow due to the reflection of most wavelengths of visible light. The opposite of black. Belonging to or denoting a human group having light-colored skin, chiefly used of peoples of European extraction. Quote, a white farming community, end quote. And so that's all we got to get. That's the definition right there. Belonging to or denoting a human group having light-colored skin, chiefly used of peoples of European extraction. Okay, and so again, it's not that using the word white is to try to cause division or to be divisive. It's that if you do not look at some of these events in the context of white and black, you will not be properly informed about them. You will not be properly educated about them, and you will never get to a place in which these events stop happening. So that's why we gonna use the word white next to vigilante. If somebody disagree with that, go watch somebody else live. All right. So Marge and Kyle Bevers, white vigilantes. Now let's go.